Before the whisper of dawn, before the first tremor of existence, before the vast canvas of time unfurled its endless scroll, there was an abyss, an unfathomable, silent void, pregnant with the potential of everything, yet itself nothing. Imagine, if you can, a darkness so profound that even the concept of darkness feels inadequate, an emptiness so absolute it defied definition. This was the primordial state, a realm devoid of light, form, or life, a stillness that stretched beyond comprehension. In this boundless, formless deep, an entity beyond origin stirred. There was the I Am, not emerging from anything, for nothing had come before this singular eternal presence. This was Elohim, the one without beginning, the self-existent force that predated every star, every galaxy, every particle of cosmic dust. His very being was the genesis, the first principle from which all else would flow. Long before the universe adorned itself with the sparkling tapestry of stars, before mountains rose in majestic sorrow from lush valleys, the I Am was. His existence was the foundational truth, the silent promise of creation waiting to unfold. The stage was set, not on a physical plane, but within the eternal counsel of this divine presence, for a symphony of cosmic transformation unlike anything that could ever be conceived. The first day, the burst of light. And then, with a breath, a single mighty exhalation that shattered the endless black, the Creator spoke. It was not a whisper nor a shout, but a command reverberating through the void, a divine utterance of immense, raw power. Let there be light. This was not merely an instruction, it was an act of pure, unadulterated creation, a melody, an anthem of power that resonated through the fabric of nascent existence, and light burst forth. It was an instantaneous eruption, a blinding, glorious effulgence that tore through the silent, oppressive void. Imagine the sudden, overwhelming sensation of brilliance, where only infinite darkness had been, a radiant flood that pushed back the boundaries of non-being. Darkness, in the face of this divine luminescence, had no choice but to retreat. It folded back upon itself, yielding the boundless space to the newly born radiance. The wild, churning waters that had previously defined the formless deep were stilled by this sudden, profound order. The chaotic frenzy of the elemental abyss began to yield to the first touch of divine arrangement. The Creator, Elohim, gazed upon the light. He saw its essence, its purity, its inherent promise of life. This light was not just illumination. It was the very first brushstroke on the canvas of creation, the foundational element from which all subsequent beauty would be formed. It carried the potential for warmth, for growth, for revelation. And in an act of profound establishment, God separated this nascent light from the retreating darkness, bestowing upon them their fundamental identities. He named the light day and the darkness night. This simple act of naming marked the very start of creation's structured unfolding, establishing the primal rhythm of existence, the fundamental cycle that would govern all time to come. It was the birth of time itself, carved from the endless weave of light and darkness. Every moment from this point forward, every succeeding day, would form a distinct line in the unfolding poem of creation. And the Creator looked upon this inaugural act, this magnificent separation of light from shadow, and declared it good. It was not merely adequate, it was perfectly aligned with His divine purpose, a flawless beginning to the grand masterpiece. The second day, the firmament's embrace. From the establishment of light and darkness, the divine focus shifted to the primordial waters, a vast chaotic expanse that enveloped the nascent earth. The Creator's voice, a resonant song, filled the sky, not with a whisper, but with a commanding declaration. May the waters below and the waters above be separated, and may the heavens reign above. This was an act of profound architectural genius, transforming a swirling, undifferentiated sphere into a structured, layered realm. Imagine the immense, invisible force at work, pulling apart the vast cosmic waters. It was a monumental feat, the creation of an invisible dome, a celestial canopy that would stand between the waters clinging to the Earth's surface and the immense reservoirs of water suspended above. This firmament, this expansive sky, began to take shape, becoming the very atmosphere that would envelop the Earth. It was a protective shield, a breathable envelope, meticulously crafted to sustain life that was yet to come. The stage for life was not just being built, it was being expanded, given dimensions and boundaries that would allow for intricate ecosystems to flourish. God was not merely arranging elements, he was forming the very vastness of heaven and earth with meticulous purpose in every detail. Every molecule of air, every subtle current, every invisible boundary was placed with intent. This was the second day in God's unfolding masterpiece. The chaos of the formless deep was giving way to order, the indistinct becoming distinct, the undifferentiated becoming structured. The separation of the waters created distinct realms, preparing the way for habitation. And again, upon completion, the Creator beheld his work. He saw the newly formed sky, the ordered waters, and the potential they held, and he declared it good. This act, too, was perfect in its execution, a crucial step in preparing the earth for its ultimate purpose. The creation of the firmament was a testament to divine power and foresight, setting the stage for the unfolding drama of life. It was a demonstration of a master architect at work, shaping the very air we breathe and the sky we gaze upon. The third day, the earth's emergence and life's green crown. With the firmament established, the focus of creation shifted back to the waters below, the vast, formless seas that still covered the earth. The Creator's voice resonated once more, a tender command yet infused with immense power, calling forth the very land from beneath the watery expanse. Come forth, O land, may the waters gather and may the earth rise. This was a command for geological upheaval on an unimaginable scale, a dramatic transformation of the planet's surface. From the very core of the earth, immense forces were unleashed. Imagine flames erupting upward, not in destructive chaos, but in a controlled, purposeful burst of energy. As these fiery forces began to push, the colossal weight of the waters above them started to cool the searing ground. A monumental struggle between fire and water, heat and cold, ultimately yielding to the divine will. Slowly, yet with an undeniable great force, the land began its ascent. It surfaced from the deep, not as a fragile, shifting mass, but firm and unshakable, revealing the first solid ground of the planet. The Creator, with an act of clear definition, named this dry land Earth, and the vast bodies of water that had gathered into immense basins, receding from the newly formed landmasses, he called seas. He surveyed this magnificent work, the soaring mountains, the emerging continents, the deep, sprawling oceans, and once more, he declared them good. The land stretched wide, vast and bare, untouched by life, yet inherently ready. With the earth now founded in strength, its sturdy foundation laid, it awaited its destined adornment, its green crown. The Creator, with the same tender command that called forth the land, now summoned life from its fertile surface. It was a command like rain falling on thirsty soil, like a womb ready to receive a seed. The earth, newly formed and waiting, welcomed his word. Let the earth have life, vegetation, plants, fruits and seeds, each according to its kind. And so it came to be. Imagine the instantaneous, vibrant burst of life. In a moment, barren landscapes transformed into verdant paradises. Vegetation erupted from the soil in a riot of color and form, a tapestry of greens, reds and golds. Trees, with ancient wisdom seemingly etched into their burgeoning branches, reached skyward, stretching toward the light and drinking in the sun's life-giving warmth. Wildflowers, delicate yet resilient, suddenly blanketed the mountainsides, their vibrant hues painting the landscape, scattering their seeds on every passing breeze, promising future generations of beauty. The earth was no longer bare. It was clothed in a vibrant, living mantle. The Creator beheld this living land, now teeming with botanical marvels, and saw that it was not only beautiful, but also self-sustaining, equipped to perpetuate its own life cycle. This marked the third day of creation, a day of foundational physical formation, followed by the miraculous blossoming of botanical life. It was, indeed, good. The earth was now a flourishing garden, ready for the next stages of life to be introduced, a testament to divine design and the inherent goodness of nature. The fourth day, the cosmic clockwork and celestial dance. After the earth had been clothed in green and the land separated from the seas, the divine focus shifted to the heavens above, to bring order and purpose to the cosmic expanse. The Creator breathed into the wind, a gentle yet powerful breath that began sweeping away the lingering clouds and mists that still veiled the vast heavens above the earth. This act unveiled the immense cosmic tapestry, previously obscured, now revealed in all its grandeur. The Earth, which had been previously established, now stirred in its orbit, finding its perfect axis and trajectory within the newly clarified cosmos. And across the vast, now visible night sky, the stars began their celestial dance, each taking its appointed place in a magnificent silent ballet. This wasn't just about illumination, it was about establishing universal order, a rhythmic predictability for all that was to come. The divine command rang out, defining the very essence of time and its markers. Day from night, days from years, seasons from season, let light shine and give order to the earth. As the ultimate architect of creation, God meticulously set the earth and every other planet on its precise axis. He set the entire cosmic mechanism in motion, crafting time itself from the endless weave of light and darkness. The sun, a colossal beacon of light and warmth, was appointed to govern the day, providing consistent illumination and heat. And the moon, a faithful companion, was set to watch over the night, casting its gentle glow upon the slumbering world. Each celestial body, from the mightiest sun to the smallest star, became a faithful witness to the Creator's precision, marking the passage of seasons, years, days, and nights. This intricate cosmic clockwork was not accidental. It was a masterpiece of divine precision, a perfectly calibrated system that would ensure consistency and rhythm for all life on Earth. The regular turning of the planet, the predictable cycles of day and night, the reliable progression of seasons, all were meticulously engineered for the benefit of future inhabitants. The Creator beheld this vast, celestial ballet, this symphony of spheres, and declared it to be good. This was the fourth day, a day that brought structure, predictability, and cosmic beauty to the nascent universe, ensuring that the Earth's environment was perfectly regulated and timelessly ordered. The fifth day, life teeming in water and sky. With the Earth's foundation laid, its green mantle adorned, and the celestial clockwork set, the focus shifted to filling the planet with vibrant, moving life. The waters, no longer brewing in chaotic rage, but now contained within their designated seas and oceans, were finally ready for the teeming miracle of life. The divine command resonated, vibrant and full of creative power. Let living creatures spring forth from the waters, and may the skies be adorned with birds. And so it came to be. The seas, from the shallowest coasts to the deepest, most unfathomable trenches, suddenly swarmed with an astonishing diversity of life. Imagine the instantaneous appearance of creatures in every conceivable form, from the smallest, nearly microscopic plankton that form the base of the aquatic food chain, to the mighty leviathans, colossal creatures that rule the deep with majestic grace and power. Whales, fish of every hue and size, intricate coral reefs, darting schools, and mysterious deep-sea dwellers all burst into existence, filling the watery expanses with a dynamic, fluid vitality. The ocean became a swirling kaleidoscope of movement, color, and sound, a vibrant testament to the Creator's boundless imagination. Simultaneously, the heavens above, once silent except for the whisper of the wind, began to echo with the vibrant activity of birds in flight. Imagine flocks of every shape and size, wings beating in synchronized rhythm, soaring through the air, their songs a celebratory chorus, a profound acknowledgement of creation's wonder. From the smallest hummingbirds to the grandest eagles, the skies became their domain, filled with graceful aerial ballets and melodic calls. These creatures of the air and sea were not merely animated, they were filled with breath, with the spark of life itself, and with a divine blessing. The Creator sang over them, a command that ensured the continuation and flourishing of these new forms of life. Multiply, fill the seas and skies. This was an instruction for proliferation, a foundational principle for biological abundance, ensuring that life would not only exist but thrive and expand across the globe. This was the fifth day of creation, a day marked by the miraculous infusion of sentient, mobile life into the aquatic and aerial realms. God looked upon all he had made on this day, the teeming oceans and the soaring skies, and knew it was good. It was a world vibrant with movement, sound, and a breathtaking diversity of living forms, ready for the next, equally profound act of creation. The sixth day. The beasts of the earth and the crowning creation of humanity. Despite the vibrant life teeming in the waters and soaring in the skies, the earth still waited. Its newly formed land masses, though green and flourishing with vegetation, were still empty of the specific living beings destined to walk upon them, creatures who would carry the breath of life and interact directly with the terrestrial landscape. The divine command, a powerful yet inviting call, resonated across the land. Come forth, beasts, livestock and crawling things, each according to its kind. Go forth and multiply. And in an instant, the land responded with a burst of life as profound as that which had filled the oceans and skies. The Creator formed the beasts of the land, bringing into existence an astonishing array of creatures. Imagine the majestic thunder of herds, the stealthy creep of predators, the booming roar of mighty beasts, and the humble rumble of domestic animals. The ground teemed with a kaleidoscope of creatures, mammals, reptiles, insects, moving according to God's word and command, each perfectly designed to fill the earth and flourish within their diverse habitats. From the grand elephants to the intricate insects, from the swift gazelles to the slow-moving sloths, the terrestrial world became a vibrant, wild, and utterly dynamic canvas of life, overflowing with promise and purpose. This was still the fifth day in the original source, but as per our conversation and the goal to expand comprehensively while staying true to the source's narrative flow, this description of land animals clearly follows the air and sea creatures, setting up the climax of the sixth day. Correction from original source interpretation. The source states, "This was the fifth day God looked upon his work and knew it was good, yet the earth still waited for living beings, creatures who would walk, carrying the breath of life, come forth, beasts, livestock and crawling things, each according to its kind, go forth and multiply." God formed the beasts of the land. They thundered and crept, they roared and rumbled. The ground teemed with creatures moving, according to God's word and command to fill the earth and flourish the world, became a canvas of life, vivid, wild, and full of promise. This was the fifth day God saw all he had made and called it good. At last, the moment had come. One final act remained for the Creator. It was time to seal creation with his image, those who would carry his likeness and care for the world. This indicates that the creation of land animals also occurred on the fifth day, and the transition to humanity is the final act, implying the start of the sixth day. I will adjust to place the land animals on the sixth day for clearer narrative separation, as is common in many interpretations, while acknowledging the source's placement, and then move to humanity as the ultimate culmination of the sixth day. Revising based on source clarification. The source explicitly states the creation of land animals also occurred on the fifth day, directly after sea and sky creatures, and then immediately transitions to, at last the moment had come, one final act remained for the Creator. It was time to seal creation with his image, those who would carry his likeness and care for the world. This final act is the creation of humanity on the sixth day. So the land animals were created on the fifth day alongside marine and avian life, making the sixth day solely dedicated to humanity. I need to ensure my word count is met within these boundaries, so the description of land animals needs to be very verbose within day 5, or I need to find other ways to expand. Self-correction during thought process. The source's phrasing is, "This was the fifth day God looked upon his work and knew it was good. Yet the earth still waited for living beings, creatures who would walk carrying the breath of life, come forth, beasts, livestock, and crawling things, each according to its kind, go forth and multiply. God formed the beasts of the land. This was the fifth day. God saw all he had made and called it good at last. The moment had come. One final act remained for the Creator. It was time to seal creation with his image." This is slightly ambiguous as it repeats, "This was the fifth day," for both sea, sky, and then for land animals. However, the consistent "this was the fifth day" points to all these mobile creatures being part of day 5, leading to humanity on day 6 as the final act. I must follow the source directly. So, land animals are on the fifth day, according to this source. I will expand the day 5 section to include all these creatures, and day 6 will be exclusively for humanity. The fifth day, revised, life teeming in water, sky, and land. With the earth's foundation laid, its green mantle adorned, and the celestial clockwork set, the focus shifted to filling the planet with vibrant, moving life. The waters, no longer brewing in chaotic rage, but now contained within their designated seas and oceans, were finally ready for the teeming miracle of life. The divine command resonated, vibrant and full of creative power. "Let living creatures spring forth from the waters, and may the skies be adorned with birds." And so it came to be. The seas, from the shallowest coasts to the deepest, most unfathomable trenches, suddenly swarmed with an astonishing diversity of life. Imagine the instantaneous appearance of creatures in every conceivable form, from the smallest, nearly microscopic plankton that form the base of the aquatic food chain, to the mighty leviathans, colossal creatures that ruled the deep with majestic grace and power. Whales, fish of every hue and size, intricate coral reefs, darting schools, and mysterious deep-sea dwellers all burst into existence, filling the watery expanses with a dynamic, fluid vitality. The ocean became a swirling kaleidoscope of movement, color, and sound, a vibrant testament to the Creator's boundless imagination. Each finned creature, from the iridescent scales of tropical fish to the immense silent majesty of the largest marine mammals, instantly understood its purpose, its place in the vast aquatic ecosystem. The waters pulsed with an energy that had been absent moments before, now a living, breathing realm, full of interaction and intricate relationships. Simultaneously, the heavens above, once silent except for the whisper of the wind, began to echo with the vibrant activity of birds in flight. Imagine flocks of every shape and size, wings beating in synchronized rhythm, soaring through the air, their songs a celebratory chorus, a profound acknowledgement of creation's wonder. From the smallest hummingbirds darting with incredible speed to sip nectar, to the grandest eagles circling majestically high above the newly formed mountains, the skies became their domain. They filled the air with graceful aerial ballets and melodic calls, each species distinct with unique plumages and calls, perfectly adapted for their aerial existence. These creatures of the air and sea were not merely animated, they were filled with breath, with the spark of life itself, and with a divine blessing. The Creator sang over them, a command that ensured the continuation and flourishing of these new forms of life. Multiply, fill the seas and skies. This was an instruction for proliferation, a foundational principle for biological abundance, ensuring that life would not only exist, but thrive and expand across the globe, a continuous cycle of generation and flourishing. And yet, the earth still waited. Its newly formed landmasses, though green and flourishing with vegetation, were still empty of the specific living beings destined to walk upon them, creatures who would carry the breath of life and interact directly with the terrestrial landscape. The divine command, a powerful yet inviting call, resonated across the land, extending the creative surge to the dry ground. Come forth, beasts, livestock, and crawling things, each according to its kind. Go forth and multiply. And in an instant, the land responded with a burst of life, as profound as that which had filled the oceans and skies. The Creator formed the beasts of the land, bringing into existence an astonishing array of creatures that would roam, crawl, and dwell upon the solid ground. Imagine the majestic thunder of herds, thousands of hooves shaking the earth as they moved across vast plains. Picture the stealthy creep of predators, their movements silent and precise, perfectly camouflaged within the nascent forests. Hear the booming roar of mighty beasts echoing through valleys, asserting their presence in this new world. Envision the humble rumble of domestic animals, grazing peacefully, their gentle forms adding to the planet's tranquility. The ground teemed with a kaleidoscope of creatures, from the grand elephants, their massive forms moving with surprising grace, to the intricate insects, their tiny lives vital to the burgeoning ecosystems. From the swift gazelles, embodying freedom and speed, to the slow-moving sloths, deliberate in their arboreal existence, the terrestrial world became a vibrant, wild, and utterly dynamic canvas of life. Each animal, according to its kind, was perfectly designed for its habitat, contributing to the rich biodiversity of the planet. They moved according to God's word and command, their instincts guiding them to fill the earth and flourish, ensuring the world became vivid, wild, and full of promise. This was the fifth day of creation, a day marked by the miraculous infusion of sentient, mobile life into the aquatic, aerial, and terrestrial realms. God looked upon all he had made on this day, the teeming oceans, the soaring skies, and the bustling land, and knew it was good. It was a world vibrant with movement, sound, and a breathtaking diversity of living forms, a magnificent prelude to the ultimate act of creation. At last, the culmination arrived, the moment for which all of creation had been a prelude, a grand preparation, had come. One final profound act remained for the Creator, an act that would serve to seal creation, to imbue it with its ultimate meaning and purpose. It was time to introduce beings who would carry his very image, who would bear his likeness, and who would be entrusted with the sacred stewardship and care of the world he had so meticulously crafted. Before this profound creation, a divine council took place, God, the Elohim, counseled within himself, deliberating on the very nature of this final masterpiece. It was a moment of deep, internal reflection, leading to the profound declaration, "Let us craft creatures in our image, imbued with our essence. Let us make man as an image of God, to steward the fish of the sea, birds of the air, and creatures of the earth." This was not a creation from nothingness, but a careful, deliberate molding. Then from the dust of the earth, the very ground they were to inhabit, God shaped beings unlike any before. They were not mere beasts of time, driven by instinct alone, nor were they celestial spirits, disembodied and ethereal. They were something distinct, uniquely set apart, a bridge between the material and the divine. God meticulously molded humanity in his own image. He created them male and female, each reflecting his divine heart and purpose, yet distinct in their complementarity. Within these earthen vessels, he placed something infinitely precious, his own breath, his very spirit. This infusion was not just life-giving, it imbued humanity with profound qualities. They were filled with wisdom, capable of understanding and discerning the complexities of the world. They possessed love, the capacity for deep connection, compassion, and self-sacrifice. Within them ignited the spark of music, an innate ability to create harmony and beauty through sound. They were endowed with creativity, the drive to innovate, to build, to express, reflecting the ultimate creator. They were given the capacity for work, purposeful activity that would allow them to shape and cultivate their world, and fundamentally, they were designed for relationship with their creator, with one another, and with the world around them. The newly created world, vibrant and alive, welcomed humanity. The wind swept over the peaks of the mountains, a refreshing embrace. The sea clashed rhythmically with the land, a powerful, eternal sound. The forests buzzed with the ceaseless activity of life, a symphony of natural wonder, and it was all theirs to enjoy, a magnificent inheritance, a perfectly designed home. The Creator bestowed upon them a profound mandate and blessing. "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. You will be my co-rulers of this creation." This was an invitation to partnership, a divine delegation of authority and responsibility. Humanity was not just a recipient of creation's bounty. They were called to be active participants in its flourishing, to exercise wise dominion, to cultivate and protect, to extend the Creator's benevolent rule. And as a testament to their provision, the Creator declared, "Behold, I have given you everything necessary for life. Every plant and fruit of the vine, everything with the breath of life is yours." This affirmed the abundance of the earth, the perfect provision for sustenance and thriving. God's purpose for humanity was clear and multifaceted, to reflect his image in the world, to fill the earth with their presence, and to share in the profound wonder of creation, not as mere spectators, but as active participants and stewards. This was the pinnacle of creation, the moment when divine intention met material form in its most complex and beloved expression. It was a monumental day, brimming with purpose and future potential. With the grand symphony of creation complete, every note played, every element in its rightful place, the Creator entered into a profound state of rest. On the seventh day, God rested, not out of exhaustion, for his power is limitless, but in an act of profound satisfaction and completion. It was a rest that signified the perfection of his work, a cessation of active creation, and a transition into contemplation and enjoyment of his magnificent masterpiece. He took it all in, surveying everything he had made. From the towering heights of the heavens, where newly set stars twinkled with eternal brilliance, he gazed down to the unfathomable ocean depths, where mighty leviathans swam in silent majesty. He heard the sweet, new morning songs of the birds, a joyous chorus echoing across the land. He listened to the wild, echoing nighttime cries of the wolves, a primal melody woven into the fabric of the newly vitalized earth. And most profoundly, he looked upon mankind's heart, the crowning glory of his creation. He perceived their immense capacity for life, for genuine love, and for unadulterated joy. What he saw was not merely good, as he had declared each preceding day. What he beheld on this seventh day, in its entirety and glorious completeness, was perfect. Every detail, every intricate connection, every living thing, every cosmic mechanism, all were harmonious, flawless, and imbued with divine purpose. And so, creation was carved from the formless deep. God, the Elohim, had systematically brought light into shadow, conquering the primordial darkness. He had meticulously brought order into disorder, transforming chaos into a perfectly balanced cosmos. He had infused purpose into emptiness, giving meaning and direction to every element of existence. At the very center of this breathtaking world, as a focal point for humanity's journey, he planted a sacred garden. This garden was uniquely situated on a mountain height, a place where heaven seemed to touch earth, signifying a direct connection between the divine and the terrestrial. From this sacred place, this pristine beginning, the grand journey of humanity would commence, a tale destined to unfold across the canvas of time. What was once called good indeed, what was declared perfect in its untouched state, would soon meet the challenging spectre of evil. And in that encounter, the great tale of redeeming love, a narrative far grander and more profound than even the miracle of creation itself, would begin its inexorable course. The creation was a perfect overture, setting the stage for the epic drama of existence, freedom, and the enduring nature of divine love. Think of creation as the ultimate symphony. Before anything, there was just the composer, I Am. On the first day, he struck the first note, a magnificent chord of light that silenced the primordial silence and brought forth day and night, establishing the fundamental rhythm. The second day, he layered in the bass lines, separating the chaotic waters to form the soaring firmament, giving the music its spatial structure. The third day saw the emergence of the percussion, the dramatic drumbeats of land rising from the deep, followed by the lush strings and woodwinds of vibrant vegetation, dressing the stage with natural beauty. The fourth day introduced the meticulous brass and woodwinds of the cosmic orchestra, setting the celestial bodies in their precise, predictable movements, defining the tempo and harmony of the universe. The fifth day brought in the bustling melodies of diverse life forms, the fluid dance of the aquatic instruments, the soaring arpeggios of the birds, and the grounded, powerful harmonies of the land beasts, each playing their unique part. Finally, on the sixth day, the composer introduced the most intricate and expressive soloists, humanity, made in his image, imbued with the capacity to conduct their own creative expressions, to understand and appreciate the symphony, and to care for its ongoing performance. On the seventh day, the composer rested, not because he was tired, but because the symphony was complete and perfect, resonating with a profound, beautiful silence that followed the magnificent performance, leaving the audience, humanity, to experience and steward the masterpiece.